Folks, the Fragrant Lawyer here. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic that I think affects a lot of people, okay? It's a very serious topic today, not necessarily a fragrance review, but some personal advice that I think is going to help a lot of people out there, okay? And I'll try to relate it to sense a little later on. So the topic I want to talk to you about today is imposter syndrome. And many of us don't know what that is, and some do. Essentially, it's the inability to believe that one's success or your achievements are deserved, okay? And this sort of goes hand in hand with really focusing too much on what other people think of you, all right? And this can affect you in your personal life. It can affect you with your children, your family life. It can affect you with your career, with your school, with your work, and with your business. So it's something that if you're dealing with imposter syndrome, can be debilitating in almost every area of your life, okay? So often, this begins with family dynamics from childhood, okay? You might be sort of the, what do they call that? The duckling in the family, or the black sheep, or whatever you want to call it, of the family, where parents sort of picked on you, or sort of really made it seem that you'll never become something, okay? And there may have been favorites in the family who was always told, you're going to be successful, you're going to do this, and you might have not been told that, or in fact, probably were told something worse, that you wouldn't succeed. It can happen too if you were an only child as well, and you somehow, parents sort of reflected their lack of success onto you and sort of blamed you for that, directly or indirectly. And this can unfortunately set dynamics in motion that can carry on from generation to generation. Okay, so some practical tips in sort of how to recognize what's happening and deal with it, all right? So the first thing is to acknowledge, okay, that I really focus on too much about what other people think of me, okay, and what they say. So my actions are kind of being dictated at the whims of others and not what is good for me, okay? So acknowledge the fact that this is happening. Some people, once they've acknowledged it, can confront it. Okay, you're strong enough, hey, I deserve what I'm getting, and I'm not gonna allow that emotion to push me over, and I'm gonna keep plowing ahead. Okay, but not everybody, of course, can do this. I think it's important to be kind to yourself. Once you've acknowledged that, yeah, I do suffer from this. Okay, so I've got this, the success at my work, I'm getting some promotions. Do I really belong in this place? Whether it be a management position, boardroom, whatever it might be, okay? You've passed for an apprentice, you're doing a trade. Do I really belong here? Be kind to yourself first and foremost. You have to be kind to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. It doesn't help, really, okay? Next, you can look to mentors. Right? Mentors can be very helpful. Now, I would caution, it is not wise to tell everybody around you and all your friends, even all your family, what you're going through inside, because some people, by their very nature, may use that against you and make things worse. You pick and choose those who you feel have your interest at heart, and those would be your true mentors, okay? Next, positive affirmations. When you go to sleep at night, tell yourself, I am successful, I am wealthy, I am healthy, not I'm going to be, all right? You want to set your subconscious, when you go to sleep, to act in a manner to move to your consciousness, so that the next day and the next weeks, and if you keep doing that, you'll actually attract to you that positive vibration and success that you say you have. Okay, so that's important. The next thing I want to talk to everybody about is this. It is a technique that I think it's actually worked for me when you worry about what people think of you or whatever, or let's say your mind is sort of ruminating, you can't sleep, or whatever's going on. And that is the use of the word check. Okay, so whenever you find yourself feeling that, well, I don't belong here, I'm not really as successful as people think, I don't belong in this board, I don't belong in this job, my family's too good to me, my spouse is too good to me, I don't deserve that. You can either say the word check, okay? Or you think it in your mind and accompany this with a with a flick. It's almost like a type of self-hypnosis that you can use. Bring you back to center, brings you back to sort of attention within yourself, okay? And so when you do that, you want to center yourself and you want to tell yourself, listen, really, are they really thinking that about me? And even if they are, who cares? Is that really going to happen? Am I catastrophizing the situation? That's not going to happen, right? So check. And good habits, again, 30 days of doing that same thing becomes a habit, or and even a bad habit could unfortunately occur in the same manner. So try that technique. And of course, therapy, right? See a social worker, psychologist, and if you need medication, a psychiatrist to help with things you may be struggling with when it comes to mental health. Now, how does this sort of tie into fragrances, I suppose? Well, I do believe in scent therapy, and I think there are some scents that are actually calming that will allow you to sort of bring yourself back to center again, okay? Those would involve musks, florals as well. I would say some violet, a little bit of leather as well, some lavender, just sort of, some scents that make you, sort of envelop you in some type of warmth and a feeling of that coziness, okay? And it may well be the Aqua de Palma type of fragrances for men and women that are very simple, but very calming in their nature. And there are other ones out there, okay? So remember, you don't have to struggle alone if you have imposter syndrome or any other sort of ailments that have been really affecting you and hurting you and preventing you from reaching your true potential, all right? So I hope these techniques help, and everybody, you take care of yourself, all right? The Fragrant Lawyer, out.